So today's day one of this coronavirus thing. This is our last block in school. I am in PE right now. But this documentary is basically gonna show you what it's like to probably live in a state or even country, whatever you like to put in it, that is being locked inside their houses, basically, at this point. North Quincy, which is a school that I go to, is being closed down for a week, or at least we do think it is, but right now we are not sure. My sister's school has been shut down for a week, and that's where I work, so I'm no longer going to be able to go to work. Thankfully I did get paid, so I'm not really worried about pay, but I'm kind of worried about how the students at that school are going to be now they don't have school. Some kids are worried, some don't want to do online school, which I think is what we're going to do. But we'll have to see how this goes. My name is Marin, and this is Outbreak. Now, I'm not saying all schools are like this. Definitely not the case. But most schools are. Most schools have shut down for weeks, even a month for some. And here in Massachusetts, I feel like we're very afraid of what's going to happen. And very nervous as well. You see, I don't think this is the first time that this has happened, because people seem kind of knowing of what to do. I think Massachusetts is right now in a state of emergency, so that's allowing kids to skip school if they're not feeling safe of their environment. And I feel like that's a genius idea. Even some of my friends have skipped school. Not either because probably they don't want to go to school. They probably do want to stay home and be safe. But other kids have even quarantined themselves. There was one article which I read where a man shook hands with Donald J. Trump, our president, and then quarantined himself the next day. I don't understand what people are going for, but no matter what, even if you don't like a president, it's not a right to give him any sort of lethal disease or even try to attack him in any way. That's a form of terrorism. But we're not going into that now. This is about COVID-19. That's the entire documentary's point. All this documentary will be filmed on an iPhone XR to be exact, and we'll see how everything goes in the next coming weeks. Today's Friday, March 13th, North Quincy High School. Stephen Marin signing off for the next hour. You know, it's very weird to see our grocery stores look like this. And never in my mind did I think I would live to see the day where our grocery store would be fully cleaned out of all food items. Thankfully, our store at Target was not fully cleaned out, so my family was able to get what they needed for the 2 weeks that we're going to be in our house. But other families in different states or even in different countries don't have the luxury that we have of being able to go into the store and find a freshly stocked aisle. And that is really something you have to take in. You can't just imagine that everyone has access to all this stuff. Some people don't even have access to toilet paper. Imagine that. Imagine not being able to wipe yourself because you can't go to the store and buy some toilet paper. You don't think of that. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, I have toilet paper ready. Or if you don't have it, I'm just going to go to the store. People don't have that option anymore. People who don't want to close borders, that's your choice. You don't want to close the borders? That's fine. but saying that you can't close it because there's no way to help it and it's racist, that's not a point to be unproven. Like, we're not just being racist, we're trying to stop the outbreak from spreading from different countries. And Donald Trump, not the smartest president, we all know that. He's not really educated in this form, but he's still trying. He's figuring out ways to solve it. He's looking at the countries that are right now most infected with corona, and he is cutting off the transport with them. One thing that I'm confused about is why he hasn't turned Japan in this travel ban. He only went for European countries, and that's the only thing that confuses me, because he did the right thing, but he also did the wrong thing. Now, I'm in no way trying to diss Donald Trump. Donald Trump is our president, and we have to deal with that for now. He might win the next election. He might not. Bernie might win. Biden might win. Is he running? I don't even know. I don't even know who's running. My goodness. There's only 2 people running, right? I think there is. But that's besides. We are in an epidemic right now. This epidemic will continue on for a while. It's not worse than the flu. People need to stop thinking about that. The flu is worse than corona right now, yet we do not talk about it. Since the flu is so worldwide, since the flu is so well known in the community, no one talks about it. And I find that insane, because the flu right now has killed about 33,000 people, and that is just in the United States. It has infected over 252,000 people just in the United States. And it's insane. But it is barely talked about in media. But the coronavirus has been talked about 1.1 billion times on all social platforms. I want you to take that into account of all the people in the world. 1/7 of every person in the world at least messaged on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. They talked about corona. But across your house, there could be someone with the flu because he didn't get his vaccine. That person has a high likelihood of dying. But if they had corona, and let's say they were in like their 20s, they have a good chance of living. Corona right now is mainly killing those who are poor in health and in their late 50s and 60s. So I recommend that if you are above the age of 55 or 60, you stay indoors. That is the best you can do right now. And if you have a fever, a very high fever, and it's lasting, and you have a dry cough, search out the symptoms of corona, and then get yourself tested. Go to a hospital as quick as possible. Don't wait till the last second. Don't be like, well, I could just have the flu. You never know. The flu and corona have very similar symptoms, so you can never be safe. And in those 2 weeks, corona will be spreading to anyone you come in contact with. So it's better to go then than wait till the last second. This documentary will be made over the time where I am not in school. Every single day a new episode will be uploaded. This is the first episode. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.